Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is a video from a sound mind body of some images that were caught by Scott Waring of craft seen by the International Space Station. There's actually a bunch of different clips on this video. Also have two videos from Reddit. The first is of a strange cloaked craft here you see. And then this is another one of a craft that, makes one of these UFO maneuvers and disappears in the blink of an eye. Also have this video from 2019 of what they're saying is a mothership, but this is one of those upside down pyramids. And let's see, this video here is of this object here, which, this could be like a meteor because you see this thing during a flash as it's just real quickly zipping across the screen. Also have this compilation video of different clips that were released by the U.S. military of craft that could only be seen in the infrared. And here is a video from Thailand of, they're calling it a ghost caught on a mobile phone, but yeah, this is really bad video quality of something. You can see this object here, and you see it come out of the shadow and then like move up this obelisk or whatever this thing is. Also have this photo here of what this guy is saying is a tree stump based on the way that it's cut. And then last is this video that was submitted by Dutchman 1847 in the comments. And this is one of those videos that makes me feel like a short yellow bus is coming to pick me up because I'm not grasping all of it. It talks about like electromagnetism, which is a concept I don't completely grasp. But anyways, I will look at that. So let's go to this first video. Now, let's see, in the beginning, he's also caught this object here, and then this cigar-shaped one. Let me go to that one. I think that's when they cut out, but let's see. Yeah, I think you're going to see this thing just appear when the sun hits it.
You look over here to the left, you will see a faint cigar-shaped object. All of a sudden, the sunlight hits the object and it lights up like a Christmas tree. Let's take a frame of the event and zoom into the object. Now, what in the heck is this thing? It's one of the craziest things we have ever seen in an ISS video. The details of the alleged alien craft are incredible. It comes to a point here and seems to have some kind of radar here. We only say that because of the shape. We don't know for sure what it could be. Let's raise the brightness and contrast a bit, as well as highlight the object in yellow to see if anything stands out more.
There's this one, and let me go forward a little. Oh yeah, here's another one of something seen. I don't know what this craft is. I think this is SpaceX or something.
It slowly makes its way behind the capsule from the right. Did you see it?
Yeah, look at that thing right there. You know what? That looks like one of those upside down pyramids. Well, let's see. And there's other stuff here moving across the moon. Yeah, look at that right there.
Or right above it. Take a look.
Wow, look at this thing. One thing I want to point out is all of these crafts are being seen by the International Space Station, coming in and out of our atmosphere. They're seen by our astronauts coming in and out of our atmosphere, and, they're detected by our Navy. Coming in and out of our oceans. We see fleets of them. You're not hearing any stories of amateur astronomers or even professional astronomers, reporting these crafts entering our solar system from like outside of Pluto. All of these crafts are seen and detected around our planet, and they have been for thousands of years. Anyways, let's go to this one here. Let me go full screen on this. And back up a little.
Oh my god. There's something in there. I can see. I don't know where it went.
You know, I have seen photographs from the 1950s, a series of 3 or 4 photos, I think it was, that showed a craft over a military base slowly covering itself up with fog, or, trying to make itself look like a cloud. So I wonder if this could, if that could be U.S. military, that, they were able to reverse engineer and figure out how to do it. Because that thing, it just looks like it's floating. It doesn't have, I don't consider that a UFO maneuver, like this footage here from 2003 of this craft that has been seen so many times. But anyways, let me play this one. And near the end, you're going to see this thing disappear at the blink of an eye. Gone in a blink of an eye. This craft has been seen so many times, and there are also cave paintings of of this shape. So that tells me that these beings must have been already living in our oceans even before Homo sapiens arrived on this planet. And I'm starting to also think that while these guys were in the oceans, there must have also been advanced species living on Earth. And I think, that's where you get all the stories of Atlantis. And also, I believe that, at the time, there was also another advanced species that arrived on Earth. And I think, there must have been some type of competition between the advanced beings in the oceans and the newly arrived advanced beings that took over the surface. And I think, a lot of these stories of like Poseidon and Zeus may be metaphors for that. Like Poseidon represented the advanced species that were living in the oceans, and then Zeus represented the newly arrived advanced species. Again, because they don't have melanin like all the indigenous species already had. And I think there must have been some type of conflict with them, which is where we get those stories from. But some of these advanced civilizations that were living on the surface must have also found out that a meteor was getting ready to impact the planet, and they may have also moved into the oceans, which is why people like Linda Moulton Howe says that there's at least 3 competing non-human species on this planet. Anyways, link will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. Now, this is from 2019, and you can see this is another one of those pyramids. And again, there are no amateur astronomers or professional astronomers detecting these crafts coming from outside of our solar system. These things are only detected around our planet, and also in the infrared.
아니, 저 십자가만 아니죠? 아포칼립스. 뭐지 저거? 지구 종말이 왔다. 와, 씨, 도망가야 되네. 18의 날이다. 18일. 여기 유튜브 올리면 되겠는데. 개신기.
Yeah, look at that. This is the same craft that was seen over Moscow, China, and Washington, D.C., all of the major cities on the surface. So that would tell me that, these beings are obviously in contact with our leaders. I don't understand how you couldn't surmise that. Anyways, a link to this will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. Now, this one is really quick. Like I said, you're going to see this object here just come flashing through during a thunderstorm. So let me just back this up a little. Yeah, see, now that could be a meteor. It's moving so fast, but it's also leaving a trail. Unlike those objects that are seen by Mr. BBB, again, I don't understand why he keeps calling them meteors. Meteors do not show up in the same spot at around the exact same time. You know what does? Crafts do. Objects that are being intelligently controlled do, not meteors. So again, I don't understand how people who are, who like I would consider Mr. MBBB33 like an intelligent person, but again, why does he call something that is obviously an intelligently controlled craft, by the fact that it keeps showing up at the same spot around the same time, a meteor? That's not a meteor. Come on, people. Anyways, link will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. Now, this is a almost 20-minute video of crafts that can only be seen in the infrared. Now, let's see. The beginning here, he talks about, I think this is the Aguadilla, where they see this craft. And even though this is in the infrared, it even disappears from the infrared at times. And there's that one. There's this one here that starts releasing some kind of gas. Let me just play a little bit of this.
Seems to have it locked in their sights. They switch cameras a few times before going back to the original view. But something incredible takes place that we're sure they were not expecting at all. The object hovers for a little while longer as the Chilean Navy keeps a close eye on it. All of a sudden, the object starts to let out some kind of gas, or possibly even starts spraying something into the air. It starts out as just a small stream at first, but then the Chilean Navy changes camera angles once more, and they still can't see the object unless they use their infrared camera. When they finally get back to the original camera view, the object had now started letting out even more of the strange gas or smoke.
Yeah, I think this thing is having some kind of mechanical problems. But, if I've said this before, if you could walk around with infrared goggles on, the things that you would see would literally blow your mind. I'm positive that there are some people who just do not possess the mental faculties to be able to handle some of the things that are happening all around them, if only they could see. Anyways, this thing goes on to show even here the Mexican army being followed or surrounded by a formation, right? A formation of craft. These guys are flying in formation in the same way our military flies in formation. So, why couldn't they be out here conducting some type of military exercises on a planet that they occupy with us, in the same way our military, sends out our planes to fly in formation during military exercises. Anyways, in the end, he also gets into seeing, like different objects here on Mars and on the moon. But I think here he's getting into pareidolia, because like he says, like here, this is supposed to be like a woman sitting or something. Come on. It's just some rocks. Yeah, and this could be something, I don't know. But I'm sure, I think, where was it? Yeah, see, some of the things that he's seeing here, I don't think, oh yeah, this one here, I don't think that's, a statue. It looks like it, no doubt. It definitely looks like it. It could be. But I think this is more the effects of pareidolia and, people wanting to see these shapes or these forms. Anyways, a link to this will be in the description. This one here is kind of crazy. You see this object here, this form. You're going to see this thing come out of the shadows and then move up behind this obelisk, I think it is. So anyways, let me just go to the beginning of this. Yeah, you can see here, right? There's nothing there. You're going to see this thing just appear out of the shadows.
พยายามเข้าหาคำตอบจากคลิปวิดีโอปริศนาคลิปนี้หลังจากที่ถูกแพร่ไปทั่วเว็บไซต์ในอินเทอร์เน็ตจนมีกระแสวิพากษ์วิจารณ์ถึงเรื่องราวอาถรรพ์ที่เกิดขึ้นบนอนุสาวรีย์ชัยแห่งนี้เพราะหากสังเกตดีๆคุณจะเห็นเงารูปร่างคล้ายคนสูงกว่า2 เมตรเดินขึ้นอนุสาวรีย์ชัยไปอย่างรวดเร็วหลายคนที่ดูคลิปนี้ครั้งแรกถึงกับอึ้งทีเดียว
Yeah, see, there's something definitely there, but I mean, is that just a normal person that's just having to, climb this thing like up for a prank? Or is this something, like a huge object? I can't really get an idea of scale here. Anyways, a link to this will be in the description. Check it out. Let's see. This is the video about this photograph here, and this guy thinks that this is a tree trunk that was cut, sliced in half. But I'm not seeing that. I think this is just the way that rock happened to cleave. I mean, there's no doubt that that is odd. That is a pretty straight cut. But isn't this erosion here and erosion here like caused by water? I mean, is this water erosion or is it wind erosion? But yeah, this, I don't think it's a tree. But who knows? Link will be in the description. Now, last is this video. Like I said, it was submitted by Dutchman 1847. And yeah, a lot of this stuff about electromagnetism just goes over my head. But what I think he's saying is that like Venus somehow came close to Earth. I don't think he's saying that it hits it, but I think it's like the energy or something came close to it and it caused a plasma ball to pop out of Earth, which eventually turned into the moon. I think that's what they're going on. Anyways, let me just play a little bit of this.
The Earth's shield, what emerges are 3 pieces of information. First, my mast and sails are likely the electrical connection to the plasma bubble, whose formation occurred over, you guessed it, the South Atlantic anomaly. A low-pressure front caused an escarpment of the surface of the Earth from the middle out, and that escarpment was full of carbon molecules, and it was pulling this into space. And where I originally thought this was just debris left in space, I now see that this material was being drawn to the very highly static bubble forming the moon. Troublingly, scientists have found water beneath the surface of the moon and have no idea how it got there. Well, if the surface of the Earth was escarped up, the first thing that would have hit the plasma bubble would have been the water on the surface of the Earth that was in the area. All of the rest of the carbon comes from the material that was taken from the surface of the Earth. Since our ball of plasma would have been spinning, the particles spread across the surface of the ball like spray paint, which can be seen in the surface of the moon we always see here in this basin. This is what the surface looked like during the pre-discharge formation of the moon, a mostly dusty surface being sprayed over the static surface of a plasma bubble. Andy talks about a 212 harmonic that occurred during the cataclysm, and while he does not ascribe to the crustal expansion theory, I believe he is right about the 212 in that the Earth expanded until it was slightly larger, just 5% larger, than Venus, making the twos Venus and Earth. Meanwhile, the plasma ball we call the moon today continued to grow as a natural electromagnetic lever formed along the incoming pressure. The new mass of the moon pressed down on the electromagnetic lever of the Earth's shield, which formed a fulcrum that levered across the triangle of the Polynesian Triangle. And in this moment, it used a discharge to lift Venus away. EU researcher Donald Scott explains what happened next much better than I do, but what I've been describing as electromagnetic field lines has been incorrect. What Scott...
Let me just stop this right here. That's going to be it for this video. Like I said, this concept is a little above my pay grade, but if I'm correct, I believe what he's saying is that, yes, somehow the moon was created as a plasma ball that was forced out by Venus coming closer to the planet. Interesting concept. I'm going to have to watch this video a few more times to completely grasp what he's saying. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.